All right, hey everybody, it's David Kramer, the Critical Thinking Christian, and today I want to talk about two different passages in the Bible that are just, I think, blatantly false. The first one is Joshua 10:13. Joshua and the Israelites, I forget who they were fighting anymore. I thought it was the Gibeonites. But anyway, during that time, Joshua realized he was going to need more time. So he asked God to cause the sun to stand still and the sun and the moon to stand still. And it says in Joshua 10:13, and the sun stood still and the moon stayed until the people had avenged themselves upon their enemies. Is not this written in the book of Jasher? So the sun stood still in the midst of heaven and hasted not to go down about a whole day. A whole day. Now that was from the point of Joshua asking God. So I don't know what time that was, but from that point it was, I mean, unless it was a whole day from that point, or it was 24 total hours. All right. Now the next one, Isaiah 38:8. Ahaz asked God for a sign, and he said, let the shadow on the sundial go back by, I think, 10 degrees. Okay? And Isaiah 38:8. Behold, I will bring again the shadow of the degrees, which has gone down in the sundial of Ahaz, 10 degrees backward. So the sun returned 10 degrees, by which degrees it was gone down. Now, the guy says the truth is, these two stories are by far the most ridiculous of all the other stories in the Bible. And I was looking for evidence. I was looking for evidence in folklore from other kingdoms, from other peoples around the world. I can't find anything. The circumstantial evidence. According to the Bible, these two impossible events occurred between 1500 and 1400 BCE. At that time, China, Japan, Egypt, Syria, Phoenicia, and Greece all had developed writing. Yet among all of their writings from that time, there is not a single mention of this most extraordinary, phenomenal, miraculous, unbelievable event. None, nowhere. If daylight or twilight or morning or night ever lasted for 24 straight hours, it would have been recorded in more than one place. As it is, the only place this most extraordinary, phenomenal, miraculous, unbelievable event is even mentioned is the Bible, which a lot of events are only mentioned in the Bible. Why? Well, you need to just believe it by faith. The sun, from what I understand, it moves around the galaxy, but, and I could be wrong here, you know, the moon revolves around the earth and all the other planets revolve around the sun. So the earth is going to have to stop rotating, meaning you got all that kinetic energy that's got to go somewhere. And people and Christians will say, well, God has the power to make sure that nothing happens. Something has to happen. I mean, the earth stops and we're flying. Wherever it stops, whichever way I'm going, when I hit that wall, I am gonna be fucked. Okay? If you're outside, well, you know, I hope there's something right there that you can hit, but it's friggin' ridiculous. You have this God at times in the Bible who just sent an angel and wiped out an entire army. So why couldn't he go, no, I'm not going to do that because that's nuts. What I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe out the rest of this army that you have not defeated yet. No, no, darn right. I'm going I'm going to stop the sun in the sky. There you go. Wow, he did it, and we're still moving. And okay, there it goes. All right, guys. Now, one of the stupid things that I've heard that they try to, you could say, what do you want to call that? Rationalize is, well, there was an eclipse back around that time. Yeah, okay, there was an eclipse. An eclipse isn't anything standing still. The Earth is still rotating, and the moon is coming around, and it goes in front of the sun, and now what happens? Now there's darkness except for that corona. So, Joshua wouldn't have barely any light. No, this here is, this here is crazy. Now there's another one over here. It says the idea of a shadow going backwards by 10 degrees is even more preposterous than the sun standing still. In order, the Earth would have to reverse its rotation. So it's moving this way, and now it has to stop. So once again, we got we got that kinetic energy problem, and then move back 10 degrees. Where the hell are you guys? Where are you going to end up? Okay? If you survive that, it's like, where the hell, what the hell's going on? My great-great-great-great-grandfather told me is some bullshit that happened way back then about, them flying all around the place, and he ended up over there, and he didn't know where the hell he was, and now it happened again. It's like, it's ridiculous. But here's another one that, thank God for, this is the Church of Truth. And it says, I read this passage, okay, Elijah. Elijah in the Bible, he did all kinds of stuff. I mean, he, cut down after soaking his altar in water, soaking it and soaking the altars of the other priests, the priests of Baal, soaking their altars in water. Boom, God brought fire down, just gobbled everything up. Elijah killed all of the priests, 400 of them with the edge of the sword. And he prayed, okay, it says in James, Elijah, was a man subject to the like passions as we are, and he prayed earnestly that it might not rain. And it rained not on the earth by the space of 3 years and 6 months. 3.5 years of no rain. Which I think that's what we call deserts. Deserts. But even in deserts, you'll have rain occasionally. And it's good. Guy goes, of course this never happened. A world without rain for 3.5 years would be devoid of all life at the end of that drought. That'd be nasty. And it says nowhere. James said it rained not on the earth. That included Africa and the Americas, Asia, China, Australia, etc. Surely they would have noticed and commented had they lived through it. Now, when he says all the earth, a lot of times I think at that, where that is, okay? But even there, within that area, there would have been somebody writing down going, this is crazy. We haven't had any rain now for what, 6 months? Okay, well, I'm moving right now, and I don't know what's going on here. Somebody said some prophet prayed. Well, that guy is a jackass. It's crazy. So I just wanted to, the ones that I wanted to talk about were the sun standing still and the shadow going back. But then I went down to the bottom and I'm like, oh, yeah, I forgot about that one. I'm just going to use a phrase that if any of you know Kenneth Humphreys, he always says it's more astounding rubbish from the Bible. So, okay. I'm going to put the link here. I read, I don't know, maybe most of it, but you can read that if you want to read that. If you're a Christian and you've stepped back from Christianity and you're taking a look at it and you're finding the same problems I'm finding and just total nonsense, just keep looking. I still believe there's a God. Now, people say, well, I need it. Extraordinary claims need extraordinary evidence. No, they don't. I believe there's a God. If you don't believe there's a God, fine. I'm not going to try to convince you. I don't know what this God is. Okay, how I look at this God is, okay, if evolution is true, and there are Christians that believe in evolution, and there's a lot of evidence that I haven't looked into. It's a lot. I mean, I like watching Aaron Ra because he seems to know his stuff, and he's always making fun of Ken Hovind, which I think is great because I think Ken Hovind is a narcissistic prick. But anyway, I believe that if there is an omnipotent God, that he is able to put everything in that singularity. Okay, it's not impossible because nothing is impossible for an omnipotent God. And just setting it off and saying, okay, figure it out. Okay, you're going to evolve, but figure it out. Learn, grow, become stronger. Survival of the fittest is adapting. Adapt. And like I said, I can't prove that, and I don't think I need to, because if you need me to prove it, I guess I got to die. But I don't know if you can come back if you. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that out there. I'm going to continue to work at this and make these videos and try to find out the truth and expose the lies and the bullshit. And that's all I got today. So until next time, I'm David Kramer, the Critical Thinking Christian.